I will carry you on my shoulders as long as I'm able. Scare the monsters under your bed. Deep and abiding, liking for you is all I...
Well, good morning and welcome back to the channel. If you haven't subscribed yet, go ahead and do so. If you don't know it, I'm RJ and I live out of that back of that 96 Dodge Ram wagon. And I've done that full time and work at a car dealership full time. It is November 9th. We got episode 113. No, it's 114. It's 114. And here's your weather in Columbus. Today we are at the Cooper Creek watershed and it is 69 degrees. Got an 89% relative humidity. The high today is only going to be 74 and 20% chance of that wet stuff. Isn't that awesome? So now that that's out of the way, let's go and get into this coffee. Ow, that's hot. But it's so good. It's Sunday, folks. It's the only day I got off this week until next Saturday or next Sunday. Yeah, I got a week that I got to deal with not getting out in the woods. If it's a little echoey in here, I'm under the pavilion. It was drizzling a little earlier, and I figured I'd do this, and now it's not drizzling, but I'm gonna stay here anyway. Laundry on the horizon today. I should be able to get that fixed up. I also should be able to get some things that I've been putting off for a while out of the way. I'm gonna take advantage of the fact that I'm not in the woods. It's supposed to be down in the 20s, they say, this week. I'm getting, Hothead Joe brought it up. I really don't look at the future weather too bad, unless, yeah, I don't look at the future weather. I just play it by ear. What I had for dinner last night? Well, I'll tell you. I had a beer, and then what did I have? We had hot dogs and hamburgers for lunch, cooked by the Lunchroom Angels of Columbus. That was mighty tasty. What did I eat last night? Geez, let me think for a minute. I'll get back to it in a moment. Oh, I know what it was. I brought out some saltine crackers and ate a can of Abercore tuna with some pepper. So that's what I ate last night, and it was really good, and that's all I wanted. I got on the scale this morning. I was kind of shocked, but at least I'm maintaining. I was at 170 with my clothes on, you know, with everything I had on. So probably take a pound off of that, maybe 2 at the most. But yeah, it was 170. So I'm quite pleased with that. I guess after I leave here, I will go do my laundry, and then I would take care of those things that I spoke about. Yesterday wasn't that bad. It wasn't that bad at work. I did have a little 20-second explosion again, but we weren't busy for it. It was for another reason. Somebody had not disputed, but it came in a quick pulse. And it was a fact that they came in for a battery, and they were there at 11 o'clock, and it was 2 o'clock when then they left. And unfortunately, the process that's in place, you have to test the battery, and that's by Nissan, and you got to get a failed test code, and it's on the computer, and this computer will try to charge the battery several times before it fails it, unless it gets something in it that it deems they can't charge it, and then it's a pretty quick. But we opened the window back, which shouldn't ever happen, but some things were seen through the window, and they got upset because they were there from 11 to 2. And, you know, they seen their car, whatever. But what they don't understand is that there's several cars in front of that, and there's only so many technicians, and that's kind of hard to get people to comprehend that when they're sitting there looking at the window waiting for their car to come in. It's like watching a pot boil over with water. It's just going to take forever. And let me throw a little tidbit in there. If you got something planned, like a doctor's appointment, don't go get your car serviced an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours before that appointment. That's kind of ludicrous. That's just crazy, because anything can happen with your car. We're dealing with mechanical equipment, and a compressor can go down, the lift can get jammed, a stud can break off, something can strip out. You got to own a little bit of that, okay? So if you got something planned that you can't miss, I would definitely not go get my car serviced, whatever you're going to do, whether it was to an oil change shop or a garage or whatever. It's a word of advice, a little wisdom coming to you here from Cooper Creek Park in Columbus, Georgia. If you got an appointment, don't make your car, if you got an appointment you got me, don't get your car fixed. Not before that, because I don't want to be responsible for you missing out on an appointment that you just got to be in. And it just it messes with me. You know, people come in, I got to be out here by this because I got an appointment. Well, you want to go make that appointment first and come back, and they freeze and they don't say nothing, because that is my automatic response when somebody does that. It just, I'm not going to do it. I'm going to tell you that right now. I am not going to do it. And you know, I have the experience on this end, but I don't know. Some people just think miracles. They think if they get an appointment set up that we have to jump and push everybody else to the side. And I'm sorry, that's not going to happen, because those other people also had appointments. They planned ahead for their day. And they're here, and they're in front of you. They were here in front of you. So, and the one with the battery had an oil change and some other stuff. So that even added more time to it. We can't, you know, yes, we would love to take your word on something. And because there are bad people in the world, the powers to be, which is Nissan, and every manufacturer, not just Nissan, every manufacturer requires a failed test code. So until they change the rules on their end, we can't change it on mine. The best thing I can think of is plan your day out a little bit better. That's all I got on that. It's about 9:30 in the morning. And I feel so lost because I'm not in the woods and I've got to go to work tomorrow. And I just feel lost. I'm watching the squirrels play. That's cute. This place is loaded up with squirrels, I will tell you. They just sit here and play they play. Run up and down. I'm watching 3 of them right now on that tree over there. It's cold enough at night, the leaves are changing colors. Stopped at a red light today. And, there's 2 things I gotta go over. I stopped at a red light today, and I heard this guy hollering at me. And he was coming up, and he had a blanket around him, and he was waving his hands, and the light had turned green, and I couldn't really understand what he was saying. He was close enough to where he was about, I don't know, when I noticed him or laid eyes on him, he was probably about about 10 feet from the van, and I can see him plain as day. And I couldn't understand what he was saying. But it was a former ball player I had. Pitts is his name. With those of you that have been around, it was Pitts. And a few years ago, I picked him up somewhere and offered him a job and had something going, and that didn't work out so well because of him. It wasn't that he wasn't good. He was on that stuff, okay? And I've followed him and this and that. Now this kid, let me tell you, he could do it. He would have been, he would have been somebody that would have went pro or got close. But, and I tell you that, them drugs, they do bad, wicked things. And I have, it was just weird that he, you know, I seen him today of all days. I hope he gets off the stuff and gets his life back together. I really do. And some of you out there know exactly who I'm talking about. And I'll tell you what else too, I was shocked to see, and there was this guy that worked with me at Carl Gregory and AutoNation. He kind of was there with the split. And his name is Donald Fair. And I had to see it. I had to see it twice. He's wanted by the Columbus Police Department. The Men in Blue. And he's wanted for murder. And that just blows my mind. He'd been doing some weird posts online or something, but yeah, he's wanted for murder. And I didn't read all the details because I was so distraught when I found that fact. But I don't know what's wrong with these people. And there was another gentleman I worked with at Carl Gregory. They surrounded the place when they came and got him. His name was Ron Johnson, something like that. Apparently, him and his brother killed this former police officer in Alabama and threw him down in a well. And it was kind of weird because he come into work one day and he was sweating. This was probably about, I think this thing was like 5-6 years old. And I don't think there's a statutory limitation on murder. But he came in, I guess he knew something was up because he came in the service drive, gave me the keys to his car, said, hold on to these until I come back. I said, what are we doing to it? Do an oil change. And I told him, I said, we just did an oil change 3 days ago. You ain't got that many miles on it since then because you've been right here with me. Next thing you know, the place is surrounded. He's walked out of the building quietly. The cops came and got him, and he's sitting in the Harris County Jail. And the day of from what the story I heard, now I don't know if this is all true. He was a college grad. He was able to do a lot of things. He's been in jail all these years. He's been in jail over 20 years, I can tell you that, going up on 30. And he's been in county. So I'm not sure what's going on with his case. It's a bad situation. It was bad for the families involved. And the reason why I came up is because of this Donnie Fair thing. And I didn't mean to dump on y'all, but it's just what's in my mind right now. I'm sitting out here in shorts and my slides, so if it looks like I'm a little cold, I'm a little coldish. And that's just the way life is sometimes. I maybe should have brought my light out here to put some light on the subject, but it's all right. It's quite all right. The leaves are turning. They look really pretty. They look really pretty. But, yeah, you just, I don't know why people do certain things. I get to the point sometimes, I don't ever get to that point. I don't ever get to that point. But then again, I'm not on the stuff. So I guess that has a big factor in it. That wasn't a drug thing, that was a scared thing, because he was doing something with, he was at a mobile home sales lot, and he was doing something with that. But the thing with Donald Fair, that was pure drugs. And hey, look at the squirrels, they're coming up, looking around and talking to me. I'm not going to run this too long because it is Sunday. I do want to get my day going. I don't want to make a video that I have to massively edit and spend my day out here. So yeah, y'all have a great Sunday. I hope you had a great Sunday. I hope you had a great Saturday. I hope Monday starts out wonderful for you. I guess I'm just like anybody else today. I go to work tomorrow on Monday. Let's have a little bit more coffee. Be kind to your fellow person. Call your relatives, call your brother, call your sisters, and call your kids. As always, call your mom. I know, it's hard to believe, but these people that I just mentioned today, I guarantee you, their mom loves them. Y'all have a wonderful day. Call your mom, and we'll holler at you tomorrow. Bye now.